This is my review of the 2024 film Queer by Luca Guadagnino. So, this film is a period romantic drama based off the William S. Burroughs book of the same name. It stars Daniel Craig, Drew Starkey, Leslie Manville, and Jason Schwartzman. And it's also the second film released in 2024, directed by Luca Guadagnino and written by Justin Kuritzkis, the first being Challengers, one of my favorite films of 2024. Queer takes place in Mexico City during the 1950s. Daniel Craig plays William Lee, who's a drug addict wandering through Mexico City, going through bars, hooking up with strangers, but one day he encounters Eugene, who's a sailor played by Drew Starkey, and they begin this unusual, closed off kind of relationship where Daniel Craig's character passionately loves Drew Starkey's character, but Drew Starkey's character, conversely, is much more closed off or more reluctant to just indulge Daniel Craig's character. The film, without spoiling it, definitely travels in some unusual territory in the third act, but throughout the movie, there are plenty of psychedelic images throughout. One of my favorites involves Daniel Craig's character often sitting close to Drew Starkey's character, and this ghostly image appears, as if suggesting Daniel Craig wanting to make love to Drew Starkey without saying it directly to him. This is also reinforced because of a subplot in the film involving telepathy. And also, the film explores this idea of trying to start a relationship with someone who clearly doesn't project the same amount of passion as you do, or may not want to at the certain time that you want. Daniel Craig gives one of his best performances as William Lee, being able to be comedic, passionate, depressingly yearning, and many more emotions. And Drew Starkey's performance I enjoyed for its subtlety and for effectively conveying this character who doesn't want to just indulge in this older man's desires too easily. The supporting performances by Jason Schwartzman and especially Leslie Manville also elevate the movie. The film has a somewhat unusual soundtrack, while the score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross sounds great, especially that one piece with the clarinet and the subtle electronic noises. Some of the licensed music choices that don't take place in the 1950s, like Come As You Are by Nirvana or Leave Me Alone by New Order, at least lyrically and emotionally capture the feelings that Daniel Craig's character wants to convey, even if the time periods don't totally line up. The cinematography is quite lush throughout this film. I know that Luca Guadagnino cited the works of Emmerich Pressburger and Michael Powell, such as The Red Shoes, as a massive influence on Queer. And as the film progresses, trying not to spoil, but some of the very surreal imagery in the third act definitely will stick in your mind long after the movie has finished. Overall, I definitely understand why the film is a bit more polarizing than some of Luca Guadagnino's other films because of how abstract the story becomes and some of the sexuality may not appeal to everyone. But for me, I enjoyed that the film wanted to explore territory that was more surreal, and the film's very passionate performances also proved that. So, definitely one of the more underrated films of 2024, in my opinion, and another sign of why Luca Guadagnino continues to be one of the mainstream's more ambitious, yet evocative filmmakers.